Good morning, Asia. Good evening, USA. Today, thank you for joining us for our Gratitude Talk Show. We're changing up the format this month, as some of you may be aware, based on feedback that we had from many of you at the $1 Million Roundtable meeting in June. You had mentioned that in our past format, we were starting the show on the first Friday of every month, which is in the morning in USA and in the evening in Malaysia time. And for many of you, the evening or even on a Friday is probably very difficult. So we would adjust our calendar and our schedule show to make sure we can accommodate all our viewers. So today, as you may notice, my time zone is 10 o'clock at night, New York time, and it's about 10 a.m. Malaysia time. So Lim and I really want to make sure that we can attract the most audience and can give back to all of you. So Lim, any feedback you want to share with some of our live viewers?
Yeah, so I'm so sorry. I just have to say sorry to all of you because why we have to switch our platform to the native Facebook Live platform. Why? Because our software didn't work today. I don't know why. It just happened. Something just happened, you know. So forgive us. We are trying our best to put the best show up. You don't have the music, you don't have the poster and all that, but we want to deliver the content, okay? So if you can just share this Facebook Live, share with other people, you know, and we are trying to do this in the morning now as a reason why, because we feel that in the morning, a lot of people, before you go to work and have lunch, you have this 10 to 11 o'clock timing that you can actually join us and do a Facebook Live session with us. When we do it at Friday night, then we find that it is a bit distraction. A lot of people have a lot of appointments. You have a lot of dinners and things to do, especially in Asia, where the dinner appointments and the evening appointments is very prevalent. That is why we try to make it a bit earlier in the morning so that you can actually get all the information you need before you go out and see your clients. Okay, so let me start with the topic. Thank you very much for this 2020. We just try our best to get 60 people, 100 people in today, right, Rick? Okay, it's the first time we
So all of
changed.
you that is watching right now, if you love this schedule, make sure you share and invite people. Because Lim and I actually have an internal bet that depending on which show has more audience, we're going to keep that old schedule. So as you may notice, it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm drinking a cappuccino just so I can stay up. So normally I'm in bed by 9 p.m. And right now I'm running on adrenaline and I'm almost on empty. But for all of our fans in Asia, we want to accommodate you. So depending on our success rate for this new schedule, we'll continue to have it this time or we'll go back to the old time. So Lim, let's go in straight to the topic.
All right. So welcome to the 14th. This is the 14th Gratitude Talk Show. And today's topic is competing against competitions and why clients should work with you. So today we've changed our live broadcast time from Facebook Live from evening to the morning in Asia. That is evening for Rick, okay? This is for your benefit, for the audience's benefit. Now, today's topic, it is about, you know, competing against competition. In our business, we face constant competition and comparisons from our clients against other insurers, against other agents. How can we overcome this cycle and be the only insurance advisors to our clients? To them, the only insurance advisor that they want to work with. How can we overcome a persistent product comparisons from our clients? Moreover, how can we nurture a group of loyal clientele that only wants to work with you? So in this episode, Rick and I will discuss in depth on this topic, and we will try to share with you our secret in making our clients loyal to us, right? So Rick, let's jump straight into the questions and straight into the discussion, all right? Some of our...
Please, I'm about to fall asleep, guys.
Yeah, some of our viewers say they cannot comment in the post. I have no clue. What is that? All right, no problem, no problem. Let me just put it this way. Its default is on comment. You can comment. Please go ahead and comment in the in the comment section. Ask us questions so that we can answer you, all right? So let me shoot the first question to you, Rick. What are the one thing that separates you from your competition, Rick?
So I thought about this question, and for our topic, I think back about 15 years ago when I first joined this industry. I used to think, and this is a very common mistake in my humble personal professional experience and opinion, I used to think clients choose to work with us because number one, it's the company I'm affiliated with, which is wrong. I used to think it was the products, the strategies, and the solutions, which is also wrong. I used to think, especially working with some of my senior, more veteran advisors, it was the things I wear, the clothes, the suit, my hair, the way I present myself, which is also wrong. Truly, I believe after doing this for over 15 years and having over 25,000 client meetings, clients work with us because they want to work with our authentic self, our true authentic self. So what I've realized is it doesn't really matter what company I represent. It doesn't matter what products I suggest. It does not matter how I look, what I wear. And in fact, for many of you that may or may not know, this is exactly most of my attire when I go to meetings today, especially in the COVID world. Clients want to work with us for our true authentic self. I think clients don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And over the years, as I work with many of our clients, I ask them for feedback and they say, Rick, the reason why I chose you over other advisors I work with is because I'm not looking for an advisor that is nice to me. I'm not looking for an advisor to tell me what I want to hear, but I'm looking for an advisor that's transparent, honest, and will tell me how I get to my goals. It's about our process. It's about what we are trying to achieve and focus on accomplish for our clients. I think many of us are either motivated or disciplined in this work. Personally, for me, I'm obsessed. I'm purposely obsessed. My vision, my purpose, and my why has always been clear, is to offer financial literacy and help every single individual we meet, whether they deserve or not deserve, if timing is right or not right. My job is to grant that person that we meet a chance, to educate them so that they are knowledgeable and experienced and they can make those educated decisions for their future. So I truly believe if we ask ourselves, why do clients work with us? It's ultimately coming down to you, who you are, be your true authentic self. And if clients like you for who you are, they will be with you for the rest of your life. Lynn, what about you? Why do you believe clients decide to work with you for you?
Thank you, Rick. Rick, you always give a different perspective on our business, as you are Asian American, but your way of work is still very American, right? Yes, it is just the environment, the situation. Now, for Asia market, why do my clients, what separates me from my competition? I only use one word to describe this. It is about service. It is about having the heart to serve. One word, service. So to me, how do I treat my clients? I do not treat my clients as clients. Let me just put this way. I do not treat my clients as customers. They are not my one-time customers. It's not like you do it's not like you're selling pot and pans on the roadside. This guy buy one pot and he will never come back in 10 years time. It's not like that. We are in a service business. You must understand that this is a service business. If you're an insurance agent, insurance advisor, you come into the business to make quick money and do not want to do customer service, it is good that you leave the industry. It is not suitable for you if you have that kind of mindset. So what separates me from my competition is customer service, is client service. So normally I tell my clients, you know what, Mr. Prospect, you do not have to buy any policy from me right now. It's okay. I have the patience to work with you. But if you need my help, try me out. Try my customer service. Try how I react to your requests. Try me and see how I help you in your claims. Only if you're happy with me, then if you have a need, or if you ever thought of buying the next policy, let me quote you. Let me give you a quote. And only when you see my quotation is good to you and of your needs and your wants, maybe you want to consider to do business with me. So what I do is that I don't ask business from our clients straight or the prospect straight on the first day. No. I ask the client, the prospect, to use me for the first meeting, to use my service first time, to use me, to try me, and to taste how good a customer service agent I am. So that is the one thing that separates me from my competition. I give an example. Recently, I helped a client to get a huge critical illness claim done. And the policy is not very long. It's bought for about 3 months before then the client had this problem. The policy states 60 days waiting period. Fine. They were worried that the claim would not come out, but the claim came out. The claim after came out yesterday, I told them, you know what, the claim came out. You'll be expecting the money in, say, 5 days. The husband, who is very reserved and never very, very kind in complimenting people, told me, Renan, I owe you a big one. You are my savior. He said, 你是我的贵人. Do you know what that means to a person like that? The exact word, 你是我的贵人, 你係我嘅貴人. It just meant that you are one guy that changed my life. And that is very sweet. Right? So I just want to let all of you know, customer service is the number one thing that separates me from my competition. I'm not worried whether they buy from me or not. Let me serve you first. Please let me help you to taste the goodness of my client service, of my customer service. Let me help you to experience what kind of tender loving care I give to people who I know. Maybe when you're ready, Mr. Prospect, let me quote you. Maybe when you're ready, Mr. Prospect, let's do business. So that is a different way of handling a client expectation, right? Every client expects an agent to come in front of them and try to sell them and sell them and sell them. Then you have this one guy who go in front of them and try not to sell them, but to serve them, to serve them, to serve them. I tell you, it works wonders. And the referrals I got is amazing. All right. So that is my one thing that separates me from the rest of the group, Rick. Okay.
That's great.
Anything to add to that, Rick? It's very different from America, right?
Absolutely. I think, as I've shared in the past, the ways of the Eastern world and the ways of the Western world may be different, but ultimately we're ending up at the same destination, and that goal is to serve and help our clients. So it's always great, as we've received feedback from many of our viewers, is to hear different perspectives from two Asian advisors, whether it's Asian from Malaysia or Asian from America, and how we're able to both be top of the table and help our community. So great. Let's go to the second question.
Right. Let's go to the second question. So I'm trying to pin some of the question that we need to answer. It's a different system. Allow me to get familiar with it. It's a totally different system, bro. Right? So allow me to. So we have 30 people watching live. Not too bad, you know, compared to 60, 80, 100 that we have at night. But I just want to urge all of you, if you please help us to share so that more people watch this show live. We get more questions. We can help more people. At the end of the day, I tell you what, me and Rick, a lot of people ask us, why are you so passionate doing this show? What do you gain from it? Seriously telling you, nothing. We gain nothing from doing this, but we are just doing this to give back to the community. And that's it. No gain. We even spend money doing this, actually. All right.
Selfishly, tomorrow's not promised. And if today's my last night on this world, this is part of the legacy I'll leave. the story will create. And
Okay.
oftentimes, what Lim and I have as top of the table advisors, we can't take this when we leave this world, which is why we want to share our strategy, our process, and our teaching with all of you. So if all of you are MDRT or aspiring to be MDRT and want to be top of the table advisors, our goal is to teach you what we know so that we can all do better and be better.
Right. Thank you, Rick. So there's a lot of comments. Maybe Rick also you can read there, okay, so that I can less moderate this. I have the pinned. Okay, I have the pinned. I'm trying to use this. Okay, so the second question is this for Rick. What is the methods you use to get your clients to stay for the long run?
One of the things that we incorporate is when I was a new advisor and I was keeping on average 20 meetings a week, or today as a veteran advisor, as a team, we're keeping almost 100 meetings a week. The same thing we're trying to incorporate is when we start our process, we do immediate intentional fact finding. One of the things I say to everyone we meet for the first time, Lim, my objective and agenda today is your objective and agenda. I like to ask you questions, get to know you. And our method or our process is knowing what I know and knowing about Lim, what would I do to better improve Lim's life? Now, I believe every one of us is unique. Our prospects, our clients, they're all unique. So during my initial meeting, I'm listening intently. I'm asking questions, and I'm trying to understand who Lim is as a human being. I know Lim on a personal level. So Lim had mentioned to me, hey, Rick, I have siblings. In fact, I'm the youngest of my siblings. Right now, my mom has retired and she lives with me, right? Those are some things I know about Lim. I know Lim has 4 kids, and I know Lim is extremely intentional and focused when it comes to education and doing the right thing. So as I'm asking Lim questions and I'm getting to know Lim, he reminds me a lot of our clients that we're already working with, and more importantly, he reminds me of me, right? Because I truly believe when it comes to working with your clients, you have to immediately find if there's similar values. There are times where you meet someone and you realize you guys are very different and the values do not align. And in my humble opinion, it's very important for all our advisors to realize at that point, they're not the right fit to work with. But when you're working with someone, you meet with someone, once you realize in the question process and the discovery meeting, and there is alignment and there's mutual values, then you try your absolute best to be that person. So I always try my very best to ask a lot of questions, listen intently, understand who they are. And as weird as it sounds, I try to imagine I am that person. And if I'm that person and I know exactly what they know, or I'm exactly like how they think, I will create a financial plan that truly, truly aspires to help them for who they want to aspire to achieve. And then what's very important in our process, which I believe in Asia, unfortunately, many people do not do, is I do very diligent reviews. Now, back then, when I had a clientele of maybe 100, it was just me and maybe one associate. Today, we have over 1,200 families that we serve. We have over 10 team members that are constantly serving and helping our clients. And I would always tell this to our clients and to people we meet. My goal, my intention is to help and preserve the clients we're currently working with. If we have time and availability, we will welcome new clients. But there's nothing more important to me than my existing clientele that I'm working with. Because my job, especially during these crucial times, like during COVID, like today in America, we are in a high inflationary environment and possibly we are approaching a recession. Every single day, I would say 80 to 90% of my time is having repetitive calls with existing clients to do annual reviews, semi-annual reviews, or even quarterly reviews to check in on them, to educate them, help them, teach them. I would say every year, I'm doing my absolute best to spend hundreds of hours to evolve and grow, learn more, be better, so I can serve better. And like this year, every single week, I'm teaching our clients about where we think our capital market forecast is with the stock market, US market, Asia market, where we think real estate's heading, where we think inflationary interest rate environment is heading. And I actually don't talk much about the products that we offer. Instead, I'm focusing on teaching our clients to prepare them for the future. Here's where we think the world is heading in the next 6 to 12 to 18 months. But Rick, I read this here. I watched this in the media, and I would say, absolutely, let's discuss these talking points, because I know our clients are probably concerned and want to learn and know more. And there is nothing more important to me when I have a meeting than what's important to the other person I'm sitting and speaking with. So I believe the method to have a client stay with you now and future in the long run is constantly growing, evolving, and doing these diligent reviews and helping our clients selflessly achieve their goals. And like every one of our clients is unique, their goals, their future planning will constantly change. And when they're evolving and changing, they're getting better, we're getting better to better serve them. So that's how we keep our clients and have one of the best retentions for the long run. Because like you mentioned, many times we start out the relationship as an advisor and client, but over the years, we become great friends, and many of them, I see them as family. When I got married back in 2016, in fact, I had over 100 plus clients come to our wedding. And I've been to dozens of clients' wedding as well. So I realized it's not about a professional relationship, it's about a personal friendship, and more or less, it's that connection we have. Lynn, what about you? What are some methods that you have when it comes to working with your clients to build that phenomenal relationship in the long run?
Thank you, Rick. So I did ask a question on interactivity, which is I don't know whether it shows. It's a questions. I'm just trying to play with the system. Ask a question to them. What kind of topic would they like us to talk about next session? But anyway, if you can, please do share this video to all your colleagues and all that, and bring up the viewership. But I want to tell you, Rick, don't get alarmed by the viewership, number of viewership. A lot of them actually came and tell me that they watched after the show. Sometimes they just couldn't make it on the live. They can actually make it later. So they do watch it, and to tell the truth, the average viewing time of our show out of a one and a half hour, right? The average viewing time is about 25 minutes. That includes those who come and go. So most people actually watch throughout the show, okay? So what is the method I use to get my client to stay for the long run? I think I use basically three basic methods to keep my clients stay with me. Number one, I have a periodical policy reviews that I do with my clients every 6 months, okay? The bigger clients with more funds, we do it every 6 months. The smaller clients, we do it every year, at least every year. So I have about 1,000 clients right now. I have 5 people in my staff team. 2 actually does my policy reviews every day with those 1,000 clients. Now I do, when I see my clients every 6 months or 3 months or sometimes 2 months, I do periodical policy reviews with them. They like it or not, I have to do it with them. I told them, once you engage me for life. I will be here doing a periodical policy review with you every year, every 6 months. So we don't only review what they have, what kind of policy they buy, what kind of medical card they have. And we don't only review that. We also review the returns on the funds investment on their policies. If their policies, if they buy a big policy or a small policy or saving plans, you have what we call the projected returns on the sheet, which they agree to when they buy. And we have what we call, on the other hand, the actual life returns on paper that the company declared every year to them. So normally I do comparison of these two. If the numbers match or the number performs better than it should, then we will stay the course. If the numbers fall below 5% or 10% to the numbers on the quotation that it should, then I do some adjustment on investment and make the numbers back again. In this way, you are telling your clients, I am interested in you. I'm interested in your welfare. I'm interested in your retirement. I'm interested in you in total. There are too many agents who sold a policy and never went back to see the clients. So method number one that I use to keep the client for the long run is to do periodical policy reviews. Method number two I keep in touch is that I don't care whether you buy big or small, as long as you have a policy with me, we send all our clients birthday cards, every one of them. We send all our client birthday cards. We keep them in the loop. The top 200 clients, we get a birthday cake from me, and we keep them also in the know that we are interested and also looking out for them. So birthday cards, birthday gifts. I think at the last is this, is customer service. The third method to keep my clients stay for the long run is this. The last thing, in my agency, we have the SOP. The SOP is that when a client calls to my customer service, right? When a client calls to my customer service, within an hour, my staffs need to reply, answer, and solve their problem. When the client calls, could I get a credit card form to change my credit card to a new credit card for my policies? May will answer the call or reply the SMS within an hour, send the form over so that the client sign and send it back. All these are done. So in our part, we will send it within an hour. The clients will take their time to actually reply back to us. Within an hour, we must respond. A lot of agents do not do that. You take days before you respond to a client's request. You know, simple requests like change of address, change of credit card. Some agents don't even rectify their problems. You know, I get very amused by agents who miswrote people's IC number, which is social security number for you in America, where agent miswrite the social security number or IC number, and for years they never went and rectified it, you know. So and until we found out and we tried to rectify for them for other companies' policies. So what I'm trying to tell you is this: these three things, if you do it well, you will have your clients staying for long. I have my clients staying for many, many years. Some are 20 years, 25, 22 years, still with me and very, very close with me. Last week, I closed a big case, quite big, you know, in terms of premium size, from a client who has been with me for the last 18 years. You know, and a lot of people say, yo, this guy, 18 years, he bought so much policy, he cannot buy anymore. Guess what? If you serve the client well, if their needs is there, they will buy. They will continue to buy and continue to put money where they need, where their needs is. All right, so three methods I use. Number one is to do periodical 6 months policy review with every single client. If you do not have the manpower to do it, hire somebody to do it. Number two is to send birthday cards, Christmas card, all this to keep your client, to let them know that you are in the business. And also I send my videos to them actually. I send my videos to my clients and remind them I'm in the business, right? And sometimes very funnily, when they have a friend, right, they want to introduce and work with us as an associate. Number three is that your level of customer service must be very, very prompt. Within an hour, get it done. Don't delay. Do not procrastinate. If there's a claim, do it. Don't ask your clients to do it himself. You know, do it professionally. All right? This is my three methods. Okay? My three methods of getting my clients to be sticky. Sorry.
That's great.
Yeah.
For our live viewers, as you can tell, Lim is very organized and he knows exactly what steps are needed to build a lifelong relationship with his clients. And many of you that are watching live or listening in right now should absolutely take notes. And that's how you build a 20+ years career in the top of table production business.
Yeah. So anyway, let's go back to the questions. So Rick, last questions that we have for us, but we're going to take your question. So for all the viewers outside, the same thing. We're going to do 45 minutes we talk, and we want to gather as many questions as possible. As far as I know, we only have 2 questions. You guys can put in the comment section and ask us questions so that we can answer all of your questions, right? So please share our videos, share the page out. And also I put in 2 links for our podcast, 2 links for our podcast. If you're interested to actually listen to all of our shows, we have it on podcast. You doesn't really have to go to Facebook to search it out. You can go to podcast and find Gratitude Talk Show. Gratitude Talk Show. The links is in the comments. You can actually find us out there, and you can actually go and listen to all our podcasts, all our episodes, absolutely FOC from us. Okay? The podcast is available on Spotify, it's available on Apple Podcasts, it's available on Google Podcasts, in every imaginable platform. All right? So that's our gift for you. Let's do the last question. Okay, Rick, let me just post the last question to the comment site so everybody understands what the question is. Okay, so the last question is this, Rick. What is the thinking process you have in making you stand out of the competition, making you stand out of the competition? How do you think to go ahead? This is about thinking process, Rick. What is your thinking process to make you stand out? Number one, why makes you do things that you do? What is your thinking process that helps you decide to do things that you do to help you to stand out of the competition? And how do you actually think to get ahead? This is a bit more, in depth. Rick, go ahead.
Sure. So I truly believe the advisors that joined our industry 15 years ago, like I did back then, versus the advisors that are joining today are totally different. Like everything in life, we have to evolve. Like the Apple phone or the Samsung, the Android that you are using, every single year they have an update, or maybe more than once a year to update it. How I stand out from our process and to our competition is simple. I built a very, very strong, powerful team. I would say this in my meetings. In fact, I'm the least impressive person within Midas Wealth. I have team members that have CFPs, CFAs, MBAs. I have team members that graduated from undergrad in 3 years with honors in accounting. I surround myself with extremely talented people that care just as much as I do when it comes to helping our clients. I surround my team, and we constantly are growing and learning, and we're obsessive with solving client problems. I would say most of the time when I go into meetings, there is no personal objective, or I'll give you an example since we're sharing client stories. Recently, we had a client that asked me, hey, Rick, I have a family member that is already retired. What do you think my family member should do? Unfortunately, my family member, although they're retired, they are not good with their current income, cash flow, and expenses. But they also have accounts at certain companies that I probably want your advice on. So after we did probably spent close to 5 hours doing a diligent review, I had this meeting with this client and said, based on our analysis, this is what your family members' accounts look like, and this is what we would do differently. However, because your family member is already retired, I do not, and I would not recommend them change where they are to come over to us. Because based on the change in the process, for example, I don't know if you guys have this in Asia, but in America, there's something called a 1035 exchange with certain type of financial products. Or there is a certain type of change when you go from one investment account to another, and there may be tax stipulation. I actually told this client, if I were in your shoes, knowing what I know and knowing about your family member's background, I do not recommend you changing over to us. But I want you to manage our account. Why don't we do this? Instead of us managing your family member's account, let me give you our proprietary strategy, our philosophy, and you tell your family member to tell that advisor that they've been working with for years to change it internally. Because to come over to us, it may create tax liabilities that's not in your best interest. Also, it's not about the returns in this scenario. They're like, well, what can we do? I can double, triple this account over the years. But the bigger problem when it comes to financial freedom for your family member is controlling and monitoring their expenses. It does not make much sense based on their fixed expenses, variable expenses, and luxury expenses and their income, how much they're currently spending. What I like to do, instead of rolling over your accounts to me, I want to give you advice so you can manage it there yourself based on the family member's profile, number one. Number two, what I would rather do is I like to go through a budget sheet, a cash flow analysis, and find out, why are you spending the way you're spending? It just doesn't make sense. Even if I'm able to help your accounts get better, if I don't teach you, help you, and create better habits, in the long run, your financial plan will still fail. And then at the end of the meeting, they thanked me so much because there was no self-interest. I didn't roll over any accounts. I didn't get paid for my time. All I did was talk to them as if I was hoping that my family member met an advisor that truly inspires to be a fiduciary and teach my family. So that's what stands us out. We go into client meetings and we do real estate analysis. We help them review their benefits at work. We look at their tax returns and we analyze it better than their CPAs. We look at their wills and say, hey, your will is done incorrectly and here's what we would do differently. And we suggest them to work with an attorney or CPA that's better than who they are. My job, and I truly believe this, helping our clients achieving financial freedom does not start and end with us. It may start with us, but it also, we need a team of professionals. So the reason why clients, I believe, appreciates what we do, because we're honest, we have a strong philosophy in how we help our clients achieve their goal, and we simplify the process. We teach them things in layman terms that I believe anyone, whether they have a finance background or not, they will still understand. And we set them up to help them achieve their goals by making their life easier, right? Allowing them to live life today. And more importantly, we help our clients think, dream, and aspire to do more. Like, I have clients that come to me and say, Rick, I want to budget 10,000 US dollars this year for vacation. And I said, you can budget 20,000 US dollars this year. They're like, really? I was like, yeah, based on the math, based on your income, based on your expenses, you should live life abundantly. I'm not the type of advisor that says, save, invest, drink water, eat crackers, right? I'm thinking about how can we help our clients live better today and live confidently and have clarity for tomorrow. And I think by doing something like that and giving our clients that confidence helps us stand out from the competition. And once again, if you had a choice of working with the top professional, in my humble opinion, is it a one-person show? No. The reason why I realized this early on in my career is when my wife and I had our first child, and I interviewed pediatricians, doctors that we would have help us with our kids. And I realized the best physicians, the best professionals, they're not a one-person team. They're a team of experts and professionals. Because tomorrow is not promised, but I can tell you, if something happens to Rick Hugh tomorrow, my clients are in great hands because the Midas Wealth brand will live on and our client's legacy will live on. So that's what I believe when it comes to the process of making us stand out and helping our clients think ahead for their future. What about you, Lynn?
Wow, that was great, Rick. Different culture, different way of approach. I've learned a lot from you. After I went to America, visiting your office, I came back with a few things. The organization of your office is amazing. The amount of appointment he packs in a day is crazy. Rick can do 14 appointments a day with a half an hour appointment half an hour appointment for each client, and he can do 14 appointments a day. And I watch him do it 3 hours. And I say, that's amazing, superb,
And Lim, remember when you were in New York and you were in my office? You're like, Rick, you just kept 8 meetings. Lim came into our office at like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And it was like 4 p.m. and Lim said, hey, your team ordered you a burger. You haven't eaten it yet. And I said, I'm not supposed to. Aren't you hungry? Is what Lim asked me, and some of my teammates that were new on my team asked me. I said, what is hunger? I don't know. And forgive me, this is just my mental breakthrough. If we went back millions of years ago and we were all cavemen and cavewomen, do you think if I was a caveman or cavewoman, I would go, it's breakfast time. I'm hungry. Let me eat. Oh, it's lunchtime, noon, the sun is up. Let me eat. It's dinner time. Let me eat. No, cavemen and cavewomen don't look at the clock and determine when they eat. When they feel hungry, they will eat. But I will tell you, as Lim knows, from 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night, depending on my schedule, I only have one mission and purpose. When I wear my work outfit, my mission, purpose, and goal is to help serve my clients. Heck, if I wasn't married and if I didn't have kids, I would probably not keep 14 meetings a day. I'll keep probably 25 meetings a day. But I do need to slow down. So I'm not hungry. My drive, my personal passion and purpose is to go out there and make it an amazing day. Change the lives of others that we meet. Help them selflessly. And then feel great at the end of the day. So I tell people, I don't eat, but when I do eat, as Lim knows, because him and I had dinner a few times, I feast. And it's not because I'm hungry or not hungry. It's probably because I'm hungry, because I go 16, 18 hours without eating. And then when I do eat, I need my body needs the energy to keep going. So Lim, back to you. What is your answer to the final question?
I totally agree with you. When Rick's eat, he eats a lot, okay? A lot. All right, he eats more than me. And you look at him, so slim. But let me just continue with our topic. The thinking process that I have in making me stand out of the competition. I think that one thinking process and the one belief that I have very much in my brain, very much in my belief system that makes me different is I always ask myself before going into an appointment or visiting a prospect, what value can I add to this person today? This is that one question before I walk into a meeting, before I see a prospect, before I go to a recruitment, I ask myself, what value can I add to this person today? How can I make his business better? How can I make his life better? And how can I make him better today? What difference can I make so that he gain today? So that is that mental thought that I always have. And so whenever I go to a client's to a meeting with a client, I always want to bring something, if I can, thought of bringing something to his office, food, small cakes, whatever, to add value to him. But moreover, I do something very different. A lot of times when I meet business people, I don't just bring food and all that or gifts. I bring business to them. I refer clients to them. So instead of the client referring me business, I refer clients to these customers of mine. By doing that, I think that is that one thinking process that makes me really, really stand out among my clients. Because I'm not there just to take. Because I'm there constantly thinking how to give. Constantly thinking how to give, how to add value, how to give more back to my clients. I think that thinking process has made me who I am today. And a lot of people ask, why are we doing the Gratitude Talk Show? Why are we serving the MDRT for free? Why are we paying money and speak in Boston? Spend 30,000 doing that, right, Rick? You know, why are we doing all this? I think the answer lies very much into the heart of giving. To give back to society, to give back to the community. And if you ask me, at the end of the day, I want to see the insurance industry change in our country. I want to see that only the best people work in our industry. Not like right now, people who have no job come to work. No, people who are fired from their job, then the managers go and recruit these kind of people. It's wrong. It's totally wrong. This job should be done by the best people, the creme de la creme of the society. We impact life. We serve people. We save family. We change children's destiny. This job should be done by the best people in the society. It has to be. If you ask us, me and Rick, why are we doing this? Because we believe in giving back. And we believe that the best should do this. And if you're listening now, if you're watching now, you are one of the best, right? Because you are learning. You are trying to learn, okay?
My personal mission that Lim is sharing with all of you, when I go to $1 Million Roundtable, which is very, very inspiring for me, even though I've been in the industry 15 years, being in America, and I want to share with all of you, there's about 7% of American population is Asian. 7%. Now, it's even smaller population that's doing financial security, financial planning to help our community. So oftentimes someone like me in America, I don't see the things that you all see in Asia. And when I go to $1 Million Roundtable, for example, I see that 70% of the qualifiers at the $1 Million Roundtable are Asian. And more importantly, more than half those qualifiers are females. It inspires me. It inspires me. You know, being an Asian advisor, Asian American, I grew up not knowing or not understanding the importance of financial literacy or financial planning or financial products. My parents, if some of you Google, YouTube a video I've made, my parents thought making money, putting it under your mattress, saving, hoarding was a way to grow. It's not true. It's not true. It's because of their lack of education that they were deprived opportunity. Now, isn't it true that our family members, our loved ones, our older generation sacrifice so we can have a better life? Now it's time for me and someone like Lim to sacrifice, not just for ourselves, but for everyone, our community. So when I have these courageous conversations with people about the importance of planning for themselves today and how it will impact their future, not just their future while they're alive, but their generational future. I want to create an impact that long after I'm gone, it can still be remembered. And that's why we teach. We teach and we help others, right? People don't care as much as what you say, but there's a saying, people care how you made them feel, So it's very important. So in America, my peers in Asia inspires me to never give up. Although I'm kind of like a unique situation. When I go to conferences in America, being Asian, I don't believe that someone like me can do well in this career. I don't believe that a minority, because in America, I'm a minority. If I was in Asia, I'd be part of the majority. You all inspire me. So what I try to do is not only help and inspire my fellow community in America, but I want to teach my brothers and sisters in Asia what I know so that I can enhance and make you all better. So that's why I do what I do.
Thank you, Rick, for being so generous. Akida says, I love the statements. This job should be done by the best people in the industry. Let me just say this again. It should be the best people in the society, not in the industry. The best people in the society should do what we do. Okay? So, Rick, let's take some questions. There's only 2 questions. We are very lucky. I think a lot of them are driving. Like Mr. Mohan is driving. He say, I can't type. I'm driving. You know, it's fine. This supposed to meant to let you drive while listening to us while you drive. You know, it's supposed to be that. So if you have question, if you know my personal number, leave me a voice message. I'll try to connect that. If not, just leave it into the group chat, okay? And I did ask 2 questions. If you guys could kindly answer that Do you think we should add a Cantonese session for the Greater China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan region? Right. It is in the back of my mind to do it. Rick speaks perfect Cantonese, right? Do you think
I
we
do
should
speak
add
perfect
a
Cantonese.
Cantonese session for the Greater China, Taiwan, and Hong Kong region? The second question we asked, and if you can help us to ask, is what kind of topic would you like us to discuss next month? And we already have some suggestion already, Rick. I'll show it to you later. So let us just take up this question from KY Wong. He says, I totally agree with both of you, but many agencies are recruiting new agents with promise of monetary gains. Can I find these tactics as harming to the industry? What is your take on this? Rick, you know that, there's in Asia, people flash cars, flash lifestyle, flash their house to recruit. And it's actually harming the industry because people are coming for quick money. And people come for quick money, they leave the industry without serving clients, and it leaves a bad taste. Do you have I think America went through that. Do you have a thought about it?
So one of the biggest reasons why, if I recently, our team, we were fortunate enough to be recognized by Forbes magazine as top 100 financial security professional in America. And they did an interview about why I choose to do what I do. Now, in the article, I said, growing up, my parents wanted me to be a doctor, lawyer, and engineer. But unfortunately, I was only good at math. So many of those careers and profession was not the right fit. Now, when I was thinking about going to investment banking, which was very popular in finance back in 2007, I interviewed for an opportunity to be an advisor like all of you. Now, what really struck me was the opportunity to help people. Instead of going into banking, help corporations become successful, make lots of money. It's about helping people. Now, when I went home and I told my parents that I made a decision to join this selfless, courageous industry to give back, to my surprise, they were not only disappointed, they were angry and upset. And the reason why they were disappointed, angry, upset, because they had a bad experience with an advisor. Whether it was someone that worked at a bank, whether it's working with an advisor at another company that didn't really do a great job, but more importantly, never thought about the client. Now, my answer, unfortunately, is whether it's in my parents' generation, my generation, or our future kids and grandchildren generation, we can never stop that problem. I tried. Hey, the last 15 years, I recruited hundreds of advisors, teaching them the right way. But guess what? I can't stop the fact that there are so many other companies, there's so many other professionals out there that may say they want to help, but unfortunately, they don't have the purest intentions. Now, whatever those advisors do, what I would ask Wong KY is you do not get jaded and do not let those situations impact you. As long as you stay pure, as long as you build a process and have a great philosophy of integrity, it doesn't matter what other advisors do. Because you know why? When you meet those prospects, those new clients, or you meet clients that have those people as an advisor, or you meet those clients that unfortunately worked with an advisor, had a bad experience, it's about, are you courageous enough to tell them what makes you stand out? Are you courageous enough to change their perspective and help them and never give up and never give up? Now, yeah, if this career was easy, everyone would do it. This career, as Lib mentioned, is one of the best careers we can ever have. It's noble, but it's not easy. It's not easy. Oftentimes I tell people this is probably one of the hardest careers you can ever imagine. My wife says, honey, you work too hard. Honey, you're stressed all the time because you have thousands of family that you're trying to help when it's only you that's helping our family. And you know what? That's what we decided to do when we decided to join this industry. So I would just say, stay in your lane, block out the noise, think positively. Right? Monetary gains, I don't lead by monetary gains. In fact, I probably don't do a good job telling people how successful I am, but that's okay because it comes down to who are you? And if you're the most selfless or you're the most intentional advisor when it comes out there to problem solve and help your community, people will recognize you. And guess what? You will develop a brand over time where, in fact, even today, I get referrals without even asking, and we get emails, we get phone calls, we get call-ins, we get instant messenger, and I don't even know these people, but they say, hey, so and so worked with you and I had a bad experience. I work with another advisor. I don't know exactly what is it, but just because there are bad people out there, I don't believe in just our industry. It's in every industry. That should never discourage you from being who you truly are. So I don't know if this is the answer that you need, but growing up at 21 years old, I started in this industry at 21 years old. You know how difficult it is? I had less than 1% chance of making it. Less than 1% chance. My parents didn't want to be my clients. They didn't want to be my clients. It took me 10 years to prove to my parents I know exactly what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. And now they seek advice from me. But if I gave up after the hundreds and thousands of bad experience or rejections in the beginning, if I gave up because there are people that came before me that did a bad job, then what is it? Then how can we make a difference and impact others? I don't think about the past. I think about the future. I think about how we can make tremendous generational impact. So that's my answer. Lynn, what about you?
Thank you, Rick. Let me just answer this. In Malaysia, people still look at cars, beautiful ladies, hotels, the flashy. I think it's a worldwide thing. It's not just a Malaysia thing. It's a worldwide thing. You know, everybody wants to be a social media giant. You know, we do have one of the, you know, in Malaysia especially, you have insurance agency put up billboards showing off their Lamborghinis, you know. So the young people joins them. It's a bit of a distasteful, but they do have results, right? And let me just put it this way. I think if people joins you, the industry, because of your cars and your bungalows and your LV bag, these agents might do well for the first few years. They will not do well in the long run. You will need to constantly recruit these kind of people to join you because they want fast money. And you cannot keep people with a fast money mentality. If you recruit people who joins you for the right reasons, who joins you because your agency has a right system, your agency has a right philosophy, your agency has a right attitude in customer service, your agency has the right morale and ethics to serve client well. These people, when they join you, they didn't join for your cars. They join you because you have the right system to build them to the next phase of their career. They will do well, not instantly, but they will do well slowly growing and blossom into MDRT, COTs, and TOT. And these people are the ones that are going to do it for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. Their whole life serving clients because they have the right value in them. And I've been in the business for what, 22 years. I've seen thousands of what we call fast starter agent. They are like fireworks. Pew, wow. First year MDRT, COT, TOT. Next year, gone. Disappeared. What for? Are we here for the long term? Ask ourselves as agency leaders, are you here for the long term? If you yourself is not here for the long term, how can you ask your agents to be here for the long term? So are you here for the long term? Then from that, I think the systems, the training, the support you give to the agents and all that boils down to one thing, that you will build a great agency with good people. All right? Rick, let's take another question. All right? So we have another maybe 20 minutes or 15 minutes to go. Okay, how do you turn a no to a yes? Rick, if a client says no to you, how do you turn a no to a yes?
This is probably a better question for Lim than me. I don't turn no's to yes because I'm not trying to change people's minds. My job is not to convince someone that it's important for them to achieve their goals. I'm not a salesperson. So what I would normally say, and I will use Lim as an example, Lim, how important is it on a scale 1 through 10 for you to achieve financial freedom? And he says a 10. Then I would design a plan to help him achieve his goals, whether it's retire by 60 years old with $20,000 after tax per month of income. And then when everything he tells me is important, whether it's retiring at a certain age, buying his second, third home, helping him reduce his taxes, helping him protect his family, helping him save money for his children's education. Those are all his goals, not me telling him those are his goals. Those are his goals when I ask them really, really good questions to get to know him and his personal beliefs. Then I'll design a plan, find out where he's today, where you want to be in the future, and I'll reverse engineer the exact strategy based on math, science, and data to get there. Now, when I show him the vehicles, the tools, the financial products to get there, if he says, I need to think about it, forgive me, and this is a good habit or a bad habit. 15 years ago, I had a lot of patience. Today, I don't have much. I would say, Lim, what is it that you need to think about? You need to think about if it's important to save for your children's education. Last time you said it was important. This time, after hanging out with your friends, after driving your nice car, after seeing someone's nice clothes, you think that's more important? I don't think I would actually say that, but I was like, oh, I would ask them, what do they need to think about? Is it that those goals, those important priorities are no longer important? If they say, yeah, it's important, but it's not on my highest list of priorities, I will be very transparent, and maybe because I realized this at a very early stage. There are 10 million people in New York City. 10 million people. In fact, I keep 10 meetings a day. I'm already exhausted. I keep 50 meetings a week. I keep 200 a month. I keep 2,000 a year. If I do this for 30 more years, I keep 60,000 meetings. 60,000 versus 10 million. That's less than 1%. You really think, personally, respectfully, I'm going to try to convince someone to try to change their no to a yes? I will remind them of why they said it was important. I will challenge them. I will ask them again. After my second time, I don't have a third time. Like there's 3 strikes. And one time I asked. By the second time, I remind them. If they say no, thank you. I wish you all the very best, and I move on. Now, I really do believe that everyone needs the type of work we do. But I don't think, and I'll be very transparent, if we have an abundance line of people out there that truly need what we do, that are looking for our service, that needs our help, needs our guidance, why am I spending time with 1, 2, 3 people that their philosophy, their values don't match? I'm not trying to convince them to match my values. In fact, that's much more harder work. I'd rather just think about the thousands of people that I can move forward and help. That's just my core belief. And because of that strong philosophy and belief, my clients can sense it too. Because I'm not trying to change people's minds. I'm not. It's like if you were, just for example, if your favorite color is blue, I'm not going to try to convince you to like red. I'm sorry, right? That might be someone else's favorite color. I'm just going to tell you and remind you what you have shared with us as your core important values. But if those values are not important to you anymore, they're not important to me, right? Life is short. And because of those importance, and that's just how I think abundantly. I don't think, like the glass is half empty. I think the glass is half always full. I'm constantly thinking about how I can better serve. I'd rather, and I truly mean this, I'd rather not sit down with 10 maybe clients, convincing them from a no to a yes. I'd rather go to an elementary school like I did earlier this year and teach these elementary school kids about the 7 tax brackets in the US system. I'd rather teach them that before you spend, you should save, you should put it for yourself. Now, how much money do I make from going to volunteering to speak at elementary school? Nothing. It makes me feel much better inside. Right? I can go to certain companies, I can go talk to certain professionals and convince them the importance of saving first before spending. But you know what? At the end of the day, if I can't help them get to retirement, it's not me can't help them, they can't help themselves. So I'd rather teach our future generations. I'd rather teach the people that deserve to be helped. Because the problem is, and I talk about this in other podcasts and other speeches, too many people try to convince the wrong people to work with us. And that's a waste of damn time. Why don't you spend more time helping, teaching others? and truly you'll find and feel abundance. Lynn, what about you?
I think you said it the best way, you know. Turning a no to a yes, for me, I think no, because when the client say no, I think a lot of times it's because his needs are not met. People buy a policy based on three things. Number one, is the timing right? Are they financially ready? It's actually timing, money, and needs. Basically, these three things. Timing, needs, and trust. Timing, needs, and trust. Nobody buys. Timing means, okay, let me just rephrase. People buy policy because of timing, needs, and trust. They met in a point that they can decide to do it. Timing means whether they have the money to do it now, are they okay to do it now, whether it is a good time to do it now. So timing, right? There's never a good time to buy insurance. Basically, timing means money, whether they have enough money to do it now. Second thing is the needs, whether you hit the need of the person, whether he needs it to do it or he wants it to do it. Have you done that? Have you pointed out his vision, his reason to buy, to go ahead with the coverage that he needs? Number three is the trust, whether he trusts you or not. Now, as an agent, you must identify these three things. If he says no, why? Is it the money, the timing? Is it the reasons? Is it because he doesn't trust you? If he doesn't trust you, work on it. Let him trust you. Work on the relationship. You know, don't sell more, but work on the relationship. If his needs are not met, means he doesn't need the policy. Why sell to him? Go from a different angle. Find out his real needs is and sell it to him differently. You know, open up a case on a different angle. If the timing is not right, be patient. Some people, a lot of clients, if they are true to you, they will tell you the truth. The timing is really not right. I will take this, but maybe a month later. So be patient, right? And you should do well. So my answer is very short. Timing, needs, and trust. Have you met these three? You can turn a no to a yes. All right? So last question, Rick. Last question. Okay, I know you're fizzling out already. Last question. Did you change anything in your strategy in order from Rezabel? Rezabel, the girl you met in Boston?
Yep.
Yeah, you remember her?
Yeah, nice. Okay. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, she had a drink with us at the bar with Sadiq, with Mr. Mohan, and also Lewina. Yeah. So did you change anything in your strategy in order to achieve your MDRT earlier and earlier every year? What changes and what improvement did you make? You want to do that, Rick? You go first.
Sure. So what I did, and this is what I share with people in the past, to achieve MDRT, it's actually based on activity. MDRT, in my opinion, is just based on activity. I can achieve MDRT as long as I'm able to focus on activity. So as Lim mentioned, if I'm keeping 10 meetings a day, 50 meetings a week, 200 a month, I generally achieve MDRT in 1 month. In 1 month, I'm able to achieve MDRT. So it's just based on work ethics, activity, being intentional with your time, and being obsessive. Like I've said this in the past, like my personality, maybe because of how many hours I put into our profession, our craft, I can hear every minute ticking. I can even hear the seconds ticking. My time is very, very valuable and it's priceless to me. So, but when I am working, or if, for example, when I'm doing a session with all of you like this, or if I'm in the office, I'm very, very obsessive with my time. So as long as you're obsessive with your time and you're not distracted and you have maintained high activity. So what is activity, right? It's phoning, all right? Making follow-ups with your existing clients, new clients, prospects. It's about doing great initial calls, meetings, really mastering your process. And when you make these recommendations, think as a fiduciary, what is in your client's best interest? What would you do if you were them? And then follow through, right? The underwriting process and the servicing process, making sure your clients get the best opportunity and the best plan for them as if it was for you. And then servicing, as Lim says, in the future, is follow through, is annual reviews, is quarterly. If you're able to do that, and I would say, and you're very focused on getting referrals, building your brand, working with other professional people within your network, you should be able to keep 5 to 8 meetings easily, in my opinion, a day. Now, if you're traveling around Malaysia, and I've said this in the past, I don't travel anymore. I used to keep maybe 3 to 6 meetings a day because I used to commute all the time. But today, everything is virtual, everything is Zoom. In fact, I find that clients appreciate this process more. My team appreciates more. We are all able to do more by doing virtual. Yes, there are times where clients want to meet me face to face, and I'm happy to do so. But most people don't. They don't want to commute in, they don't want to commute out. So it's just really about activity to get to MDRT. Now, if you want to get to COT, you have to build it with a team. You have to have a team. So COT, you just have to understand, COT is efficiency of time. Efficiency of time. You cannot do things that are hurting you to get to COT. So what is COT? I think it's 3 times MDRT. When I decided to be intentional and obsessive of getting to COT, I destroyed all the things that was not worth my time. So unfortunately or fortunately, I don't have the time because I'm better served helping clients. I don't really have time to read emails. I'm in 14 meetings back to back. I don't even have time to eat. I don't have time to reply to emails. I have a team that helps me reply to my emails in a timely fashion. I have teams that help my clients with service requests. I have a team that does all my booking and appointments to manage my schedule. I have teams that, I will tell you this, that make reservation for my wife and I for our anniversary dinner. I have teams that do all of those. I don't really do any of those. But when you were going to get to COT, it's really about delegating. And finally, when you want to get to TOT, it's about being an entrepreneur. Now, being self-employed and being an entrepreneur is totally different. Totally different. So I share this with people. When I'm at MDRT in Boston, that day when I'm in a session with Lim watching him speak, my team kept 10 meetings that day. Still keep 30, 40 meetings. I teach this to new advisors at MDRT. Tell me about your business. Tell me about your practice. They're like, oh, I have myself and a 1/2-time part-time associate. I said, do you ever go on vacation? Do you ever spend time with your spouse or your kids? Yeah, I do. When I go on vacation, you know what that means? You shut down your business. TOT is about building an enterprise, building your own business. So I share this with you. Right now, we are a team of 10. In 3 years, we'll be a team of 20. In 8 years, we'll be a team of 30. In 8 years, at a team of 30, I promise you, and I'll say this on a recording, Facebook Live, in 8 years, I will not take any more new clients. Because at the rate we're currently growing, I think in 8 years, we'll probably have over 10,000 clients. And we're a team of 30. At that point, we're only going to work with our existing clients, and that's more than enough. And then in 8 years, I've said this on Facebook Live, you know what my true feelings and aspiration? I'm going to do more, give more. But it may or may not need to be face-to-face. Right? So I'm going to build a team so great, so worthy of our clients, where this machine, this enterprise will be able to run with or without me. And that's how you do TOT. So I remember 3 years ago, I hit TOT for the first time. And then now I think we're like 2 TOTs or 3 TOTs. I truly believe in 3 years, we'll be probably like 5 TOTs. And in 8 years, we'll probably be doing at least 10, 20 TOTs. Why can't we do that? These MDRT, COT, TOT metrics are human, man, a woman created, right? What is 200,000? What is 500? What is a million? Now, if they tell us a million is TOT, hypothetically, then you'll reach for that million. But I tell myself, a million is my minimum, right? A million is my minimum. I try to get to TOT in 3 months. That's my goal. So I try to always put myself above and beyond these metrics. So do not mistaken a goal for a minimum. And in my humble opinion, the students I coach, MDRT is the bare minimum to be even a credible advisor. If you're not doing at least MDRT by your 3rd year or 5th year, you're already behind the ball. What you should do is aspire, talk to your peers that are MDRT and ask them, how did they get to where they are? And learn from them. Be humble, right? Learn from them. The enemy of learning is thinking you know it all. You think you know all. So for many of the people, our fans, that say, hey, I made it to MDRT in Boston, but I didn't go. Oh, I'm sorry. You arrived. You must have been the best version of yourself today. I'm still far from my best version. So every single day, I'm constantly trying to evolve and get better. So and you all know this, MDRT metrics is always growing, right? It doesn't go backwards. MDRT next year is not going to say, hey, everyone, we're going to reduce our number of qualifications. No, they're always increasing it. So you know what that means? You must get better. So that's my answer. Lynn, what about you?
I think that answer is good enough. Right, let us just go to the next one by Teddy. Teddy is the country chair of Indonesia. Hi, Teddy. I'll see you in 3 days' time in Sydney. Okay. Oh, he asked, do you think our investments like CFP is Chartered Financial Planner, QWP, AEPP, LUTCF is needed for us to attract our clients? Can I just put it in our perspective, Malaysia, Indonesia context? Let me just put it this way. If you want to be in a tight agency and if you're not exploring FA and exploring unit trust and exploring holistic financial planning, and you just want to be an insurance advisor, it's good to have it as a knowledge, but to attract clients, I'm an RFP. I don't think it really does attract clients. It does not. But it's good for knowledge that you can do better in your financial planning and understand the fundamentals. But if you want it to explore the FA route, to include the holistic approach in your planning for your clients, then you should take that route. Let me just phrase again. If you intend to build an agency, a tight agency with your company, whatever company that you're from, then this is not that important. I think you need to attend and join Gamma and all these organization is more beneficial for you if you're trying to build a mega agency. What do you think, Rick?
So this is why I love the show. We always agree to disagree.
Yep.
One of my biggest regrets is I work way too hard. I focused in the business and not on the business. I'll share it with everyone. It's extremely important if you want to attract and work with the best clients, better than the current clients, above and beyond. You must get better. You must get better. So at our team, we always encourage, in fact, we enforce learning more, getting these designations, passing your exams, getting better. Now, 15 years ago, what I thought about the business today, what I think about the business back then versus today is completely different. I'm ashamed of who I was 15 years ago. I'm ashamed of who I was even like probably 5 years ago when I was just MDRT COT. Because over the years, as I've gotten better and I've learned more, I'm like, oh my God, it's like I unlocked a superpower in my brain. And I kid you not, my team knows this. Each and every time I go to a study group, I go to these different meetings, industry meetings. I speak at these conferences. I pass more exams. I take more exams. I learn more. I'm so excited. I'm giddy. I'm like a child that's at a candy shop. I can't wait to give it to everyone and teach everyone. So I remember when I got my retirement income certified professional, and I scored straight A's on those exams. I wish when I was in high school and college, I was getting those grades. But people ask me, like, why are you so good at learning and passing exams now that you're a professional? You know what I said? Because I'm finally doing something that I'm truly passionate and I enjoy. I wasn't enjoying, like, I don't know, like algebra or something, or like calculus. But when I learned this information, like in America, did you know that we have a choice of taking Social Security at 62 at the discount age? We can take Social Security at 67 at the full retirement age. We can take 70 at the max age. And unfortunately, most Americans, more than 50% of Americans, choose the wrong age. You know what I did? As soon as I passed and I got an A on that certification exam, I went out there and I started calling all my clients and I said, I can't wait to tell you more, teach you more. And I have clients literally in meetings that taking down notes. I said, go on this website, get your socialsecurity.gov statement, send it to us. We'll analyze it. I'll make sure that we teach you all this stuff. And they're like, oh my God, none of my advisors are teaching me. because none of your advisors are getting better, smarter, and learning it. Right? I remember when in 2019, when United States of America came out the Secure Act of 2019, there was, I don't know, like maybe like 50 to 100 pages. My team analyzed it all. We summarized all the key points, and I couldn't wait to schedule meetings with my clients. Say, hey, I want to teach you what I learned. So my humble opinion, it's extremely important for you to get your designations. It's extremely important. Products will evolve. Industry will evolve. Clients' needs will evolve. If you don't get better, you don't get smarter, you will die and be extinct like the dinosaurs. So I get excited. If I was retired today, my wife knows this, I would probably just read and travel the world and probably eat all the food I can eat. That's it, because I want to get smarter. I want to get better. I want to travel all across the world and learn everyone's history, because there's so much we can learn. So to answer that question, yes, get all your designations.
Thank you, Rick. I got my registered financial planner designation as well. So
incredible.
You know, I was studying in America. I was in the midst of getting my exam, and I passed. I passed my RFP. Okay.
Awesome.
So now comes to the end of our show. Thank you, Rick Hugh, for doing this for us, and we are looking forward, Rick, to see you next year live in Malaysia at the Malaysian MDRT Day 2023. Okay, let's make it happen, right? Okay.
So Lim have kind of leaked a little information. So Lim and the amazing, wonderful country and country chair of Malaysia recently asked if we would speak at Malaysia Day. I'm gonna say I will try my absolute best to speak at Malaysia Day. Also, we were recently approached the opportunity to speak at Singapore for the MDRT Global Conference. I will try my absolute best. But I just can't wait to meet many of you in person. For all of you that we met at MDRT in person in June, that was so much fun, right?
Yeah.
We're all getting back together, meeting each other live is just so incredible. So yes, I would try my best to make it to Malaysia, depending on the schedule. But as all of you know, my background, if you watch this show, I have to speak to the boss lady, my wife, and my kids. They're the boss, right?
Come to Malaysia. So come to Malaysia. Let me host you. All right. Let me host you. All right. You hosted me in America. Let me host you, both husband and wife, in Malaysia. All right. So thank you so much for watching the show. We thank you for your time for doing this. Now I'm going to just put the last question in. We have some questions that people answers. You know, we ask them some questions. Let me just. Now, I'm going to put the last question in. Do you think we should maintain the timing, or do you think we should change it back to at night? Let me just ask this question. If you could give us some answers, that would be great. You know, just put it in the comment side. Let us see, would you like us to keep the timing, or would you like us to actually put it back at night? Okay?
Yes, that's a very important question that we would like all of you to answer. This show is for all of you.
Yeah.
So if you prefer morning time in Malaysia or Asia and nighttime in USA, we will do our best to accommodate. If you prefer the other way around, where it's nighttime in Asia and morning time in USA, we're happy to accommodate. If you prefer a day, the only day I ask for is unavailable is weekends. Weekends is family time, and that should be the same for all of you. But Monday through Friday, you let us know if there's any specific day or time in the day that works the best for all of you. Depending on the poll and the feedback we get, we will adjust the time, because we want to make sure that all of you that are listening and watching find the most value and is the best for all of you, schedule-wise. Thank you.
So I just asked this question. If they could answer us, that would be great in the question board. Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys again, hopefully next month. Okay.
We'll see everyone next month. No more glitches technology-wise.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.